Hey guys, Jacob here with Shirt Nerd Supply to do a quick video on the difference between raster and vector images. So it can be important to know these differences when you're dealing with graphics, designs, and logos a lot, especially when you're going from digital to products, say screen printed t-shirts or something like that. It could be important to know the difference between these. So raster versus vector is a type of way of displaying an image. So you have two different main types of programs for making images. You have a program called Photoshop, which is a raster program, and then you have Adobe Illustrator, which is a vector program. So if we open up Photoshop, Photoshop is a raster program, and this image right here is a raster image. And what a raster image is it is a image that is comprised of little pixels that give you a full image. So raster images are based on resolution. So if we open up this box, we'll see that this resolution is 300 pixels per inch, which means there's 300 pixels widthwise and 300 pixels heightwise in every inch of this image. So if we zoom in, we'll actually be able to see those pixels. Once you zoom in far enough, each one of these pixels is a different color or a different hue. So that's what gives you your resolution, is how many pixels is in the file. Um, and that gives you your raster image. So if we switch over here to Adobe Illustrator, it's different than a raster file because it's not made with pixels, but it's actually made with mathematical equations and geometric shapes. So if we click on this, you'll actually see that this image graphic is editable. If we zoom in farther, you'll notice that we'll never even be able to see any pixels. That's because it doesn't work in pixels. This works with lines, points, paths, and different things to create a graphic that you can is more editable than pixels. So this works all together. So the great thing about a vector is that you could scale this image up without losing any resolution or details, which is not true for a raster image. So if I wanted to take this and make it 10 times bigger, you're actually decreasing the resolution because there's only 300 pixels per inch. When you go bigger, you're not actually adding more pixels. So you're going to see the pixels more because they're bigger. So you're decreasing the resolution. That's the main downfall of a raster image. But just because that's a downfall doesn't mean that it has to be vectored. This image right here can't be vectored how it looks right now because it's a photo. There's too much detail in here to actually make it a vector. You could make it a vector, but it leans itself to a raster. Something like this is perfect for a vector because it's simple, it's graphic oriented, there's no gradients in here, um, and stuff like that. So this file, my client actually originally sent me a JPEG, which is a raster file. So this was it. When I open it up, if you zoom in here, you'll see that it's extremely blurry. And for us to put this on a t-shirt, it's just not really possible. We would have to actually redraw this whole image. So we would have to go in here with like this pen tool and actually redraw the image from scratch. And we would have to charge the customer for this service. But actually, fortunately for her, her graphic designer that she was working with also sent her a PDF format, which is this image right here. We'll zoom in on this, and you'll notice that it is a lot better and that we could actually edit this image and move it and edit it, take away parts, and that's the beauty of a vector format. A lot of times when you're dealing with stuff like this, graphics types of logos, you're always going to want a vector format. Ask your graphic designer for a vector format. And a lot of times screen printers and stuff as well will require a vector format unless you're working with a more photorealistic image like this. Like I said, you're just going to have this in a raster format. It's not a bad thing. It's just the nature of the image. You're going to be working with pixels because it's a because it is a detailed image. So if you guys have any more questions, I hope that simplified everything for you. You could comment down below. Follow us on Instagram at Shirt Nerd Supply. Please like and subscribe this video in our YouTube series. We're trying to upload videos every week to help out clothing brands and artists and stuff like that with knowledge and creating merchandise and any questions and solving problems that occur in this industry. So I appreciate it, guys. I'll see you next time on the next video. Bye. Take care.